Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to 2 Point Museum. You're probably wondering what the hell is going on here in Memento Mile and why everybody is gone. Well, it's because we are doing a redevelopment today. Now, I've already done one, so you're going to notice a few changes. I did remember how we install perks. After all, I will show you how to do that once I put in a few exhibits. But my main objective today is to get everything. Oops, I missed something. Let's get rid of that. And yeah, we're essentially doing a soft relaunch of this. Now, you can see I've kind of mapped out where I want the museum to go in terms of forcing people around. And we've got these one-way archways, so people will now be forced to go through the museum before arriving at the gift shop. So that is actually going to be the first building we put in place. And my gift shop is going to be a little bit of a weird configuration here. So we want it to kind of come all the way up and match up with some of these walls here, and then people will leave through one doorway and come back in another one. Now, we've got a bit of an issue there, so we're just going to move along and reframe the partitions. If I can just now fit a doorway in there, yeah, that's good, that works. That's going to go in there, and then their exit is going to come through here. Then we can put in our counter. I'm going to put some checkout counters over here by the door. Maybe we can just put it back a little bit to here, and another one here, and we could decorate that as like a back office area, but for now we're just going to finish off everything. So I do want a bookcase for prehistory. That's going to go in on the wall here, and then we're going to have a general bookcase in there as well. I mean, we've got to sell some books, and we will put in a prehistory onesie stand, of course. And what else can we put in? We can do a general one. Now, these are all Sonic themed, which is a little bit strange. I don't really like to put the Sonic themed stuff in because it's not very museum-y. We'll put in our plushie stand and another couple of trinket stands just to really finish it all off and drive those punters in. We're going to put a bin in here. I did notice some of my areas needed a lot more bins, so we'll sell the invalid items, and then you see what we get is this space here. Now, this wall, we're actually going to move to here, but we're going to keep it the same. We're going to keep that area blocked off for now. I'm just going to make sure that everything is decorated appropriately by filling in these walls again and making sure that they're all aligned properly. Now, with this, I could actually remove this wall a little bit, but we'll get rid of that. That can stay as it is, and then we'll do a little bit of an area going up to there, and then this area is just completely locked off from any public and stuff. And I want to try and use the space a lot better. So you're going to see a lot of these little cubby holes. And what I'll actually do is I'll mark them out with an area like the brick stone here. We'll unlock that, and then we'll put it in here so that I know that is an out of bounds area that isn't actually going to have any sort of footprint on the museum at all. Then we're just going to, once again, it has kind of got a little bit messy with some of the walls here, and that one hasn't changed, that one hasn't changed, this one on the other hand has. So we're going to go all the way along here and get it all lined up again, and then I can see now very clearly that that is an off limits area that I'm not actually using at all. This space on the other hand does have a little bit of an area in. Ooh, we do need to wallpaper there, and then we're going to start putting in our exhibits. But the one thing that I did notice was a lot of my areas did not have enough space. This is after my first development and redevelopment, because this is take 2. So you will notice a couple of objectives have changed. Like I said, the 2 perks objective is now complete, and I do have a little bit more buzz that I'm able to display. But the important stuff now. The first thing I do want to do, though, is put in my ticket booths. They're going to go over here, and going to try and squeeze them in quite close to the door here. We'll put the ticket tent in. We'll put it there so that it backs out onto the windows, and we'll do the same on the opposite side here. Excellent. Then we can get in some ambience speakers just as people walk in through the doors. I'll try and fit them quite close by the ticket booths, and oh, actually, one there will be really nice. That gets a lot of ambience in there. Can I adjust the volume? Now, this does increase the guest buzz from prehistory exhibits. We can't actually improve that, and I imagine anyway, overlapping them would be an issue. So we'll leave it as it is for now. It doesn't actually do anything to this area, but it's good to keep them in mind. The other thing we're going to need to put in here is some vending machines. So I'm going to stick a Cheesy Gubbins and a burp machine either side, and then we can put in a couple of benches. So I'm just going to use these standard benches here, and we're going to put a couple on either side of the ticket booths just to give guests somewhere to sit while they are waiting to get their tickets. And looking at everything else, I think for now that will do. We'll be ready to move on. We could put a donation stand in there, but I don't see the point. I did unlock a few more wall stands and info stands with my kudosh, and that was really useful. Now my first tour is going to start in here, and given that we are right by the window here, I think that's going to be a good place for it. So obviously right now there's nowhere for them to go. We will come and set that tour up very soon. The next area I would like to set a tour up is going to be actually in this space here, and we're going to put that right in the middle of this area, which is actually going to be my frozen space. And then finally, I think we could probably do with another one in this area here. So again, we'll put that at the back of that space there. We are going to need to hire a new member of staff for that. It looks like they can't actually access it. So I'll just make a slight adjustment to that, putting it down there, and that makes it all good. Right, so star fossil. We're going to put this one in first, and it's going to go right here. I think that's a decent space for it next to that area there. Now, the star fossil only needs to be near a layered rock decoration, so we've got space to fit that in. We know, and we're going to put in a layered rock now and get this all done bit by bit. So we want a layered rock, which is down here. That's the layered rock. I'm going to make it at a little bit of an adjusted one. That one will do. That will increase the buzz, and in it goes. So we can make some extra additions to that one, and we now know that the basic area of the star fossil has been done, and we just need to fill out the decoration buzz for it. And we're going to go through, jumping through everything else. Sharpen Tops is going to have a pride and place right in this corner here, and that's going to be a really good location for it. You can also see, if we scroll down, it has the guest entertainment perk on it there. And we're also going to hopefully be able to get a second perk on that one too. They do need to be next to an elderly tree, so let's put in our elderly tree. We're going to go ALD. There's the elderly tree. Oops. So once our elderly tree is in, that is going to get a nice decoration boost as well. That puts it up to where I want it to be for now, and then we can put in the rest of that later on. Then we want to put in our Boulderdillo skeleton. Now, we did actually complete this one and get it to a pristine level, so it's going to go right next to our Boulderdillo, our Sharpen Tops, and the Boulderdillo needs to be near a layered rock. So I'm going to grab this layered rock over here. We're going to copy it, and we're going to place it over here, and I will put another one on the opposite side of it, just to finish that off, and that's looking pretty good already. Then we're going to grab the helix fossil. That one is going to go over here next to the starfish fossil, and that one needs to be near a fossil decal. In fact, I think I've got quite a few that need to be near fossil decals, so we're going to put all of those down there. Then we're going to go with the right footprint fossil, and that needs to be near any prehistory decoration, so we can stick that one down there. I'm just going to move the helix fossil along a little bit so we can move the right footprint fossil close by. Excellent. Then we have the Boulderdillo skeleton, which is another pristine one. We're going to put that one on this side of our Sharpen Tops, right near the window. And then again, we'll duplicate the layered rocks. Oh, wait, this one I think actually needs something different. It's just got to be near a fossil decal. So we've got two Boulderdillos and the Sharpen Tops, and that's looking really good. Then our honeyed bee will go on this side, right here next to the window. Or will it? We are going to move the helix fossil to here, next to the window, and then our honeyed stuff and our stuff that's encased in amber will go either side of the Bigfoot. There we go. Right, so these two need to be near a fossil decal and near any prehistory decoration, and then near any prehistory decoration, which is good. Then, what else have we got that we can put in place? The lanternfish fossil and the disc fossil aren't amazing, but I will put them in here. And we'll stick another one, if I can just fit that lanternfish in there. Putting the two of them together will be very, very good. There we go. Right, that goes in. So we now have a bunch of prehistory stuff in there. We've got our tour spaces set up. We did pick up another couple of skeletons that we're going to put in at a later date. And then our frozen beehive can go down here. We'll then put in a frozen fridge right there. And lastly, we can put in our frozen cave person on this side here. And then lastly, we of course need to make sure that they don't defrost. I'm going to move my frozen beehive a little bit further down. There we go. And I think maybe that could go along a little bit, the frozen fridge. So that can go to there. Just about gives us a nice even spacing between them all. Then we have our realization station. We've got a sound stage now. Our prehistory playground is going to go right in the middle here. Like that. Then in this space, we will be able to put in our troll grab game in the middle here. And then we can put our realization station in the entrance, I think, would be a good space for it. Now, what does that need to be nearby? It doesn't need to be near anything. And it's pretty useful. So we can put some decoration in there and people can play with that in the main area of the museum. Lastly, our sound stage, which can go in here, potentially. Does have that space there, and maybe it can go there. Just before the gift shop, maybe. Or we can put it in here where there should be a bit more space, I think. Maybe not. Let's put it here next to the... Oh, it still doesn't fit in there either. Ah, what a shame. What about over on this side? No, it's just blocked. Right, let's put it in here for now. We'll move our frozen cave person over to here. We will then move the frozen fridge next to it. And we'll move our frozen beehive next to that as well. There. Then we can move our sound stage over to this space here. It should just fit in there. Nice. Oh, no, it's just out of... Oh, no, that's just them being lost. If I pick you up, Dolly, I'm just going to put you there. Don't mind if I do. And then we can just fit that in there. It's still coming up that it's an invalid location. Can I just pull it forward a little bit? I'm not sure if that worked, but we'll put this in there. That didn't quite work. So if I just move it a little bit further forward, we do get an increase to the buzz and the sound station is absolutely in effect. Good. Then we'll get this in there. And we can actually put in a big skeleton in the middle here, but I'm going to leave that. I actually might move the realization station into this space here. So we've got a lot of interactive exhibits for children there. And then we'll move our, what is it called? A flapperdactyl will go right in the middle of our entrance. And we can just about actually fit in a boa conductor skeleton somewhere, I hope. Probably there. If I move the... If we move this a little bit. If we have the prehistory playground spun around, we then put that in the box. Then we move this over to here. And hopefully we can now fit in the boa conductor. We can. It's not in a great place though. So I might actually just leave that as it is. Sorry, I'm being very indecisive right now. If we actually move the tour stand in this room over to here, it should just fit in and our boa conductor can actually squeeze in down there. Like so. Excellent. Good. We've managed to get in all of the exhibits that we currently have in our inventory. This boulder needs to be near a fossil decal, so let's find that decal. There's a fossil decal there, and if I can, actually, I'm going to squeeze that under there because I don't like how they look. And there we go. It gets near a fossil decal. That gets to be near an elderly tree. That's near a layered rock. Fossil decal there. So again, we will pick up, we'll get that decal. In fact, if I just hide a fossil decal under all of them, I'll actually boost the decoration without causing too much of an imprint on everything. So that's all going to go under there. We're going to put the same through here as well. Why not? There we go. So we got a load of fossil decals in there. And then our frozen cave person needs to be near a prehistory spear, which we don't actually have unlocked yet. A snowy rock and a prehistory decoration is fine. So a snowy rock will be our next port of call. Snowy rock can go right in the corner here. And there you go. It boosts the buzz there. Excellent. Right. What about our boa conductor near any fossil decal? Fossil decal again. There we go. That can go under the plinth there. And I think we're good. What about yes, over here? There we go. Does that boost the buzz? It needs to be near a standing tusk decoration. So again, we'll find a tusk. Not a tusk. Strap tusk we'll put here. And then a standing tusk will go here. And we'll put another one in, kind of make it a bit like a variation on these things all the way around. And then we can put down a couple of other items here. If I just have a look at a footprint decal, we'll put that in. And then we can put a little prehistory banner right here. And another one on that side as well. There we go. Good. Right. That is now maxed out. Obviously, it's an incomplete exhibit, so we're going to need to come back and improve that. And then over here, we just need to decorate everything. So looking at this, every single exhibit should now have its buzz bonus. Good. And yeah, excellent. Right. So now we just need to decorate the space. But before I do that, wall info stands. We're going to put some everywhere around here so we can get as much information shared as possible with our guests. One going there and another one going in the corner here. And I think that just about covers everything, but just to be on the safe side, we're going to put another couple over there. Then donations. We are going to need some donations. So let's put one there. We'll put one down here in the corner and another one just over here like that. And then through here, we can put in one right next to the sound station, and that does just about fit everything. And then we can put a wide info stand in the corner if it is going to fit in. Yes, it does. And then lastly, we'll put a wall info stand there. Plenty of stuff for people to look at, which is really good. We'll put another wall info stand there and some ambient speakers now to boost the buzz. Over there and one there. So we're going to find out now if the overlapping of these things causes any issues. We're going to make sure that they're set to prehistory. They are. And then we're going to copy and we're going to go through here. So putting all of these things in place now is going to make it easier when I come to, you know, put in my decorations. And once I get good coverage with everything, I know that I'm not going to have any problems with, you know, a lack of stuff. The decoration's all going to be done. We're going to be able to now just decorate the areas so that we can maximize our buzz. Now I'm going to bring in my Explorer statue because I do really like them. We're going to put one Explorer statue right there, and we will add in another Explorer statue just kind of facing out that way. There we go. Right. Now they're looking both ways. It looks really nice in there. Then let's put in some more elderly trees just to boost the decor rating in this space. You can see now we're getting quite a few there. Elderly tree going in. That one goes up to 3 of 5. We'll put another one there to take it up to 4. And I can just about, I think, fit one here. Just rotating a little bit. And then another one there. And I'm going to try and put some pebbles and stuff in at the base of these trees. Just fitting in there. Another one there. They're all at 5s, and over here we've got a couple on 4. So what we'll do is we'll put a nice little backdrop of some leaves going all the way along here. Good. Right. So they're 5 out of 5. We're 4 out of 5 on the Boulder-Dillo, so I'm just going to frame him nicely. And a 4 out of 5 on this Boulder-Dillo. So let's put in some rocks just there. And we can put some hanging amber in throughout. Nice. Right. Okay. So they are now all 5 of 5. We've got lots of decorative items in there. And then we can move into here and put down some pillars and stuff. I think it's going to be quite nice to have these in. Probably in this space here. So if I can just fit one in, squeeze it into the corner. No, not quite. There. That'll do. And then we can put another one here. Just getting the buzz in there. And again, I'll go with, what else have we got? Can we put in some normal pebbles here? Normal little prehistory rocks. Doesn't have to be frozen. One thing we do need to put in here, actually, I'm going to do that now before I completely forget. We need some temperature control items. So this one, if I can put a small freezer in there, we can maybe squeeze it in down here or on the corner, I guess. Will it fit in there? No, I don't think that's going to work. What about here? Yes, it does. It goes in there. It doesn't quite cover the whole space. Can I get one in behind here? Yes. Now, this is going to have to move for some reason. It doesn't quite work. In fact, if I just get rid of it, That should still be maxed out. Yes, it is. Good. Right. We've managed to get the coolers in that we need, and everything is looking good there. We just need to finish off with a few more decorative items. So I reckon we can put in some sort of pebbles and rocks and stuff down here. Maybe we can put them just at the base of this area. Move them around a bit, put another tree in there. Takes it to 5 of 5. We'll put in some snowy pillars right next to this space here, almost obscuring that area there, and they are now at 4 of 5, 4 of 5. Everything's on a 4 of 5. So if I just add in a couple of banners here to really finish this all off, we can put a prehistory banner in on the entrance, I guess. Put it right there, and that takes that one up, and then we can put another one here. Almost like it's just framing the whole area. That's now 5 of 5. Everything is well decorated now. We've got our info. We don't have any info in. Well, we do have info in here. We've got a donation bin in there as well. And that should see us through. Right, we now have 867 total buzz. We've fulfilled that, and we just need to get our average guest happiness up, and then we should hit our 2-star rating. We can't do that until we get some guests in, so that is our first goal. Now, actually, one thing I have forgotten to do is decorate the walls, because these don't look very prehistoric, do they? So we're going to put some ancient stone in on this wall here, going all the way along. We're going to just fill that all the way around here. Same again, coming into this area. That goes through all the way around every single wall, getting this stone. Good. And then we are going to change the floor to the ancient hexagonal tiles. And that is done. Now, it's come through here, which I didn't really want it to. So we're going to try and just use marble diamond here to frame this location here. All the way around. Just creating a nice little soft space as people come in. And then the middle of this is going to be filled out with... Oh, hello. Ah! There we go. Right, what do we need? Oh, we've still not done, actually. We've got to find a botany expert. Right, we are way off then, and I'm about to finish this episode. So let's just finish off putting this little area around here, and then we can fill that in with the wood in that space there. That looks really nice. Got a lovely little banner going all the way around there. I'm not quite sure why it's so thick on the entrance and exits, but here we are. This is now done. Let's change this to the icy area, and then we're going to get our wallpaper. We're going to go with brick ice. We're going to have one wall. We're just going to make sure that all of this gets filled in nicely, and that should finish us all off. Right, we're going to fill that in. We're going to fill that in, fill that in, all the way around, and this is now done. Last one takes us up to there, and that is nice. Right, we've got a nice new area here. Got plenty of banners, lots of advertising stuff. We have our tours set up. We've lost a bit of money there, but people are now starting to come in. We need to hire an expert botanist through a job advert. So that is going to be our next step, actually. I'm going to put that advert in now. So if we go to jobs, I guess, hire staff, advertise a new job for botany, send the advert. Hopefully we'll get a new applicant coming in. In fact, what have we got here? Survey skills, tour guide, Scratchy Ginger. Come on in. Here we go. Right, so what is wrong with you? Wants to donate? Well, there's buckets everywhere, so get some money put in. Ah, we need a donation bin for here. Right, we're going to copy a donation stand. We're going to put one right here. And there's no information for this one either. So let's get a wall-mounted info stand. Here. Duplicate that one. And place it at the side here. And another one right there. Good. Right, so now people will be able to donate. And that should help us out. Excellent. Right, we are now looking at a very thriving museum. Obviously, this space here, we're going to need to do something about that. Do we have a botany expert now? Yes, Kate Pomp has arrived. We're going to hire Kate. Oh, she's dull. Boost tour rating and tour donations, but impairs tour guide ability. We're going to reject her and advertise again for a botanist. So hopefully we'll get them coming through in a few days' time. We don't have any toilets. Oh dear, and somebody actually needs the toilet. That was a bad move, wasn't it? Right, so we need to find somewhere to put in a toilet. It might involve us just adjusting our gift shop here. We could make some adjustments there, or move one of these training rooms somewhere else and put a toilet in at the back of this space. I think that might be a good idea. But we'll put in a toilet next episode. Let's see. Do we have a staff member coming in? Flora. Again, dull, but with a nice smelling face this time. I think we're going to keep this advert going. I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I will see you all for the next episode of 2 Point Museum. Everything's looking really nice. Bye-bye, guys.